found our show. So come on in and take a seat. Warrior class, we got the keys. Doom, 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 doom. To get you where you need to be, just study our show. And you're gonna grow like crazy. Watching you will see. Doom, 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 doom. Warrior class, we got the keys. Just watch our show. 'Cause it's for you and your babies.
Welcome to Warrior Class.
Where the teachers would pass.
And you will too if you pass.
Hey. This is the Tyla's Water is Not Giving You Life episode. We're going to get into all manners of water.
Water.
Right?
Be like her.
I am Balaguno de Tade. I am master at the African Martial Arts Institute, co-chair of the Urban Survival and Preparedness Institute, author of 50 books at the end of this month. And that's fiction and non-fiction. Father, screenwriter, filmmaker, director. Father of 9 children, grandfather of 5. All that good stuff. Brother, son.
All right. And I guess I'll go next. I am the most honorable Belay E. Jones, Wilmington, Castlehane, North Carolina native. I am a full instructor in the African martial arts. I am also a father to Ogun Belay, the newly graduate, and
your father to Ogun Belay?
Ogun Belay. I'm sorry, Ogun Baby. I'm also father to Ogun Baby, Nia Simone Jones.
That's deep.
Myself, ain't that deep?
Right.
I'm a father of my style. That's that old dirty man. Trying to be like, no, but I'm a father. My daughter's name is Ogun Baby. She is just graduated, going to college. I'm so proud of her. And I'm also, like I said, a full instructor. I'm also an actor. I'm also a wellness consultant, choreographer, and soon to be director. It's coming. I'm about to direct this silent movie I got, short I got. I don't know if it's a short, let's see, but got that under wraps. So I'm glad we got, and Bob, I'm just proud of you for introducing us like this at the start of the show. I was thinking about that in the show. I was like, man, we need to make sure we introduced ourselves, and I ain't even saying nothing. Bob was just professional. I love it. Go ahead, so I'm sorry.
That's beautiful. I have to acknowledge, though, I feel like Bob used his introduction to hate on my Bruce Lee impression. Never mind. I am the Amaniki. I am a assistant instructor in African martial arts. I am also a comedic yoga basu, I'm a filmmaker at some point in my life. I'm a mother of a newly minted 16-year-old, yet I remain so young. And I don't know, I guess I'm going to start writing out my stuff because while y'all are talking, I can never think of my whole resume. So,
yeah, me and you got to write our stuff out so we can, you know what I'm saying, we can stand next to Bob and not feel so.
Right, exactly. I'm happy to be here. Happy to see the family trickling in also.
Yeah, I want to ask this question real quick. Who's Tyla again? Tyla is I was about to call her a sister.
He's a creator. He's a rapper, Tyler the Creator. He's been around for
not him. Now I got a Tyler the Creator story I want to talk about right now, but I'll tell y'all later. But when I rejected him trying to be my Facebook friend, I didn't know who he was. I'm like, who is this weirdo? And I wouldn't be,
You
And
probably did the right thing.
but Tyla sings. Like I said, I was about to call her a sister, but she does not claim. She claims to be Asian, which is really weird, and colored. She is from South Africa. Uh, a singer, sings the song "Water,"
Yeah, well,
and I was shocked. They had this some kind of Asian award show or something, and her pictures up there proudly, with other prominent Asian artists like Ravina, who's Indian, different, and I'm sure she probably says she's part Indian because a lot of Indians are in South Africa, but they were going in on her on Twitter, or X, formerly Twitter, because she made it clear she's not, I'm not black, I'm colored. I guess because they were going in at the Grammy Awards or something, she did this opening where it's to African drums, African dancers with her. But the crazy thing was in the cage, it's supposed to, it's an animal, but it's a tiger. Which tigers do not live on the continent of Africa.
Right. That's funny. But she's Indian. So that's her. That's her Indian side.
That was the statement she was making because tigers are from Asia.
Right. But I think about the way, because we have and I'm not defending because I don't really know her politics on how she really feels about herself. But what I do think about from people from other places is from some people that you talk to, but I don't believe that the word black means the same thing that it means to us. For a lot of them, I think for us, we see black as all inclusive, and for a lot of people, they see black as African American.
No, not in South Africa. So South Africa has designation of black, like Zulu. They understand what black is.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Then they have colored, the white.
Right. Mix it. So, I got you.
They fully understand.
Okay, well, fuck all them then.
Now, so, in England, I had a talk with Akin Bobala. He said to them, they call themselves African. Oh. Black is specifically Black American.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But
a lot of people consider black as being
they understand because they ain't like we've been black in a bubble. So motherfuckers understand. Like I get you. We were at a writer's workshop, and this Jamaican brother was in the writer's workshop, and somebody did a poem about their pride in being black. It's bigger than black. It's bigger than black. It's about, I said, oh man, get your ass out of here. I kicked him out of the writer's workshop, right? And the head of the writer's workshop thanked me because he wasn't going to do it. I said, get your ass up out of here. He said, what? I said, get out of here. I'm going to throw you out of here. And I'm normally not like that, but to hear this brother who is beautiful black say it's bigger than black, I said, you probably got a white wife. He said, I do. What does that matter? I said, what does it matter? That's why you're talking like you're talking right now, saying it's bigger than black. If you had a white wife but still proud of your blackness, you wouldn't have made that statement, and she wouldn't dare say no shit like that either. I said, but in your home, she probably saying the same thing. This dude, I'm gonna leave. I said, I know y'all. He said, but remember, it's bigger than black. It's bigger than black. You want to learn the facts? It's bigger than black. I started laughing because I wanted to wring this bastard's neck.
I know you did.
I'm like, so, somebody said mommy water. Yeah, it ain't mommy water what she talking about.
Right. I want to give you a shout out real quick before we start this, man, to the training that you have instilled on us and that I've learned. And because while I was training recently, it's just the way it's built in our what we do. It's like because you're working with somebody that's always more advanced than you, you're not going to get the big head. So you won't. I'm always finding out when I'm doing something or in real life or something happens. I'm always better than I think I was. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, it's better than what I think it is, and I always think about how you talk sometimes, and you'll say, man, you did that and the third, and I'll be like, are you really? Because you can see further than I can. You know what I'm saying in this stuff. And so I was just, and I'm going back real quick. The control, I don't even realize the control I have until I realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even realize how controlled actually that we are in class. How many times we stop and I was just real quick because I didn't even realize I was doing this. I did this the other day training. I was trying to tell the person to make sure they aim at my nose and hit me, actually swing and attempt to hit me in the nose. And they said, okay. And they swung and I didn't put my hands up. And it came right here and stopped. And that's not because I trust in the Lord. It was because, I'm serious though, because it's not because of anything except I could judge. I didn't realize I was doing this. But I could judge, even though they was almost close enough, but they was too far away to hit me. They was standing too far away, but they didn't know it. So I did it 2 times in a row. Let them swing. All right, that's not close enough. Come on, one more time. Let's do it again. Right here, put their fist to me. Do it. Let's go. I don't put my hands up again. And then I thought about it, I was like, oh my goodness. I done got good in this. And I just wanted to give you the credit for the way we train. It's similar to how I was telling you how I used to watch and wonder, man, how they know to put their hand up right there? Because we ain't even working on a striking. He doing something else, but it could punch if he decided to. So why he know? And now, years ago, I'm training and I got my hand up in certain places, and you never actually say, put your hand up when this happened. You never taught that. You don't have to. It's a certain awareness that you get that's embedded in what we do. And others don't have that type of real shit embedded in their shit like that. A lot of them. Some people do.
I'll be sending you that dollar for that.
Yeah.
I'll be sending you the dollar for it.
African martial arts, Egbe Ogun, Master Balogun Ojitade. Check us out. Especially, I just got real quick, and while I'm running my mouth, I just got a text from our homie that's doing the Black. It's Black August, the happy.
Happy Natural Day.
Yes. So
in Richmond.
Mm-hmm. He needs our dates immediately, so he can get us shacked up.
Okay, cool.
He putting us in the penthouse.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Only the best warrior class, baby. Hey. You know how we doing it. Papa follow with us.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Goddamn, Neo don't have shit on me. Hey, there you go. All right. No, well, Neo from the Matrix shouldn't have shit on none of y'all, because Neo is fictional.
Peace I Manifesto, 40J Blaze.
Ralph's Pizza Sauce, Yapo.
Dennis Allen.
Strand or Strine.
Librarian. And Chip Macho. Am I my shit?
It's probably Chidi Macho. Let me see.
There you go. I'm sorry. Let somebody else.
Chidi Macho.
Yapo,
Dennis Allen, James.
Librarian.
Appreciate y'all. Elusive Views.
Yeah. Black Liberation Media. Hey, peace.
This is one of my favorite topics, y'all. You know, when we talk about this water and health and the wellness. So, like I say, this is one of the first things I tell people when they want to get their life in order, when they tell they can't, when they constipated, when they sore, when backache, lower back aches. We got a running joke, me and one of my friends, every time it's doing everything wrong, be like, drink some water, man. No matter what happens, you know what I'm saying? You lose your girlfriend, drink some water. You know what I'm saying? Everything is drink some water first for you to, you know what I'm saying? Drink some water if you get a chance for anything. That's the first thing you need.
Yeah,
So,
Real quick, we don't deal with it in here, but I just read somebody was saying beer is a good substitute for water. Don't do that, y'all. Don't drink beer like
no,
I'm gonna get my water just from beer. Don't do that.
no. It's that's what it is. Is what's those not the beer, but they also in those little bottles like that, like the pina colada, all that. It's not beer. What's that stuff classified as?
Kombucha?
No. I'm still alcohol.
Oh. I
There's
don't know.
beer, and then there's coolers, wine coolers.
Oh, right.
Yeah, wine coolers is like water, not beer.
Yeah, man, you had a strange
Don't do the wine coolers either. And also, by the way, wine coolers are no longer wine coolers.
Right.
I was in college. Wine coolers was actually wine. Now that's malt liquor.
Everything is malt liquor now.
Yeah. So don't mess with the malt liquor.
Yeah, I used to drink
Now,
Jack Daniels like water, but that's not good.
It's Strand. I had it right the first time. Okay.
eating whole fruits, I wouldn't even call that a substitute for water because that's really a more superior form of water. So if you're not
and you
drinking
can't get
water,
it, and you still need to add water to that because you're not going to be eating unless you are really eating a whole lot of real watery fruits. You're not going to get enough still. If you're being physical, you're still going to need to drink some water. Some water.
The most ridiculous golden champagne. Yeah. That's that.
Oh, that was the thing.
no, the pink champagne ones.
Go now.
Get into the pink.
The people were watching Oz. Some friends of mine would say, you're always talking about that survival. But I learned from Oz, you can drink your own urine and survive. Don't do it, because they had one dude in, was it Oz or Sons of Anarchy? I think it was Oz. He was in jail. He was in the solitary confinement.
I seen.
No, it was Sons of Anarchy, and he's like, I'm drinking my own piss to survive, and they won't give me water. No, you're not. You're not going to survive off of that. Okay.
It's leaving your body for
water. Yeah. I drink magic bean water too. Every day. Oh, and also, people will say if you drink coffee, it dehydrates you, take water out your bones. That's a myth, by the way. But you do anything out of moderation, it can be harmful. So when you drink a cup of coffee, what it does do, it shuts down your liver for 2 hours, liver operation for 2 hours. Just know that. I love coffee, but
gotta keep it real.
Yeah, I drink more mushroom coffee than regular bean water coffee because it does shut the liver down for 2 hours. A cup. And I drink way more than a cup.
Very, very acidic.
And it is a diuretic, so it will make you urinate, but it ain't pulling water out your bones. It's not doing that.
And that's the important.
It dehydrates you.
That's the importance of understanding what you're doing. Like how you just broke that. If you drink coffee, you need to understand what coffee does to the body. You need to understand if it's taking any nutrients, how to replenish that. One thing I always have to tell smokers is that when you smoke, you burn certain nutrients more than regular people, and you need to replenish that. The major is vitamin C, and the thing about vitamin C is that links to how you feel. Right. So if you get vitamin C depleted, you get depressed. You know what I'm saying? Now you smoking to not be depressed, but smoking is getting you to. Oh my goodness.
Now James, I just saw a report where coffee hydrates. Yeah. So the trick to that is it does hydrate. I mean, it's being water, right? However, it makes you urinate. So the hydration you get from it, you lose it because you're gonna pee. Unless you're a head like me. When I drink regular coffee, I don't go to the bathroom. When y'all see me say I gotta take my old man break and I'm out of here, that's when I've had mushroom coffee, and that makes me pee like crazy.
when I'm driving and I'm really tired because it's so hard to, I don't want to take anything. I want to be natural. If I get just a shot of coffee every other exit, I got to be prepared. Every
Wow.
other exit, I'm going to pee.
Now I know some people, they drink coffee, they have to deprecate.
That come too.
It's been so long for me because I'm such a heavy coffee drinker that don't,
It reminds me of, because I used to drink smoothies all the time, green smoothies, and they don't make me use the bathroom. But when I offer somebody something, oh no, they have me on the bathroom for all day long. I don't even think about it like that because I've had smoothies for 15 years. I was eating a smoothie at least once every other day.
James said he goes to the bathroom 30 times a day. I hope that's an exaggeration.
Boy,
That's my opinion, boy.
yeah, that's too much.
Shout out to Emmanuel Briggs, and also congratulations, Elusive News,
Yeah.
on
Elusive
day 3
News,
of No Smoking.
was telling you, B-Lay said he or she, them said day 3 of no smoking. Hey, congratulations.
All right.
It's a task. I had a student in class one time. He had gotten off crack, and he told me he had stopped smoking. He was training heavily, and we were training real heavy. It was hot, and we were training real heavy one day. And I said, "Damn, you still smoking?" He said, "What do you?" I said, "It's coming out your pores." And he just started crying. So I'm like, "What's going on?" He said, "Man, stopping the crack was pretty easy in comparison. It's not just easy."
Wow.
But he said, in comparison to stopping cigarettes, he said, "I've been trying this hard.
Listen.
Can't just let it go." He said, "That's harder than the crack." I said, "Well, it's not just tobacco then."
Yeah, when I smoke Newports, I started smoking when I was like 14, 15, maybe 14. I smoked till I was like 35, maybe 35. I had quit at 25 because every time I light a cigarette, I would feel pins and needles in the back of my neck.
Mm.
And I was like, is this cigarettes that every time I'm trying to add for something? And also I started coughing up, I started throwing up phlegm. I would cough until I actually threw up phlegm one time. At least twice I threw up phlegm. And one day I lit a cigarette and I got the pins and needles. I coughed up some phlegm and I stopped smoking for 10 years, moved up here, and working at a warehouse, people just smoke cigarettes, get a lot of breaks. Next thing I know, I'm out there, let me get a cigarette. I ain't smoking Newports no more. I'm smoking Winston's or whatever they got. I'm smoking it. But that lasted, just smoking when you drink, that phase, smoking at work phase, lasted for almost 5 years of that smoking phase where I'm just only at work, only when I drink. Like it still be there. And so now it's more than 10 years later, almost 12, 13 years later, I don't think cigarettes is just nasty. It's not like I ever smoked. I never secondhand smoke nasty to even smokers, but it's it take a while for that to get out the system.
Now, I told my wife the other day, I got to check this because she's like, that's impossible. I remember it was an astronomical number of cigarettes my mother smoked a day. I told her it was 20 packs. I think it was 4 packs. I can't, cause I think the reason why I said that, I said to my mother, "You smoke about 20 cigarettes a day, don't you?" And I thought she said, no, 20 packs. But I think it was 4 packs. I don't know how many in pack.
I had an uncle to smoke like, it sounds crazy. Them Salem smoke like 10 packs. They buy cartons. And they would smoke every cigarette.
She would buy it in the cartons, and I think she would buy a carton every other day.
And see the way
what I was going to say is I was walking with her. So after she had her heart attack, she thought she had lung cancer because she couldn't breathe. She started from smoking cigarette. She started, so we started walking after she had the heart attack, and they don't usually do it anymore, but they do bypass surgery, right? Now they put stents in, like I got stents in me. we were walking, and she collapsed against this fence. I'm like, Mama, I got worse. She's, oh, I'm okay. I just got dizzy. And so I'm like, Mom, what's going to do? You know, you need to go to the hospital. You're heading toward another heart attack. She said, no, I'm having the DTs from not smoking. Like, damn. I was like, it affects you like that? She said, yeah. It affects you like that.
When you smoking that heavy, it was to the point my uncle wouldn't finish a pack. He never finished a pack. He'd open a new pack because he felt like it was open too long. It got stale by the time he got halfway through. So that's why he smoked like 10 packs a day. Because he smoked like 5 out of 8.
He was a cigarette snob.
Right.
Yeah, I used to go in this car, it's 10 packs of cigarettes. It's 10 packs of cigarettes halfway full. I would smoke off of him for 10 years. But anyway.
I was going to say, you hear about people that have to stop drinking. There, you know, there's other things they have to stop doing in order to be able to stop smoking because of the habit part of it. How you,
this person says, this is Aaron from African martial arts class. Elusive views.
Aaron.
But he said he stopped smoking trees. It was trees he was smoking. He said it wasn't crack, it was trees he stopped smoking.
Oh, we didn't think you were smoking crack, bro.
Yeah,
but
now most people, if they smoking crack, they probably won't get on here and say, hey, I was smoking crack. They may send a DM or something.
Well, you was talking about me earlier. You just ain't say my name. I ain't, you know, I appreciate you.
That's true. That's true.
No, but Aaron, man, this sounds good.
I Manifesto said only the freshest of cancer sticks.
Yeah, there you go. Hey.
It amazes me that people still smoke cigarettes these days.
Right.
I don't have lung cancer. I have pancreatic.
There's tons of people who are like that, who are snobby about things that are killing them.
It's the few things that still surprise me about Black people every now and then. That makes me feel like I'm kind of uppity or not aware no more, not around the people. But people that still smoke cigarettes, Newports. So that surprised me. People that still eat chitlins, that always surprised me. You know, it does. People that eat chitlins always surprise me.
Long as you put hot sauce on it, it's actually it's organic. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
You didn't know? Warrior class teaches all kinds
of
stuff.
Get some today.
Yeah. Go out and get you some chitlins and film it.
You got to tell me where to. Oh, you know I know where to go. The Asian spot.
There you go. Now there's a disclaimer: I do not eat chitlins. That's gross. And I mean, if you eat chitlins, you know, power to you. But I don't. And if you eat chitlins and you're a young man, do not even think about dating one of my daughters. It would gross me out to think you kissed my daughter and you got colon on your lips.
I don't think I've ever eaten chitlins, but I remember being young and smelling them cooking.
I ate chitlins now.
I was small when I lived in Chicago, and this is a memory that I still have.
That smell, though, you never forget it.
Yes.
It's your house up. Your house
I was 6 months old or 6 weeks old. My dad gave me chitlins, my first solid food. I wasn't supposed to eat.
You told me about that. Yeah. You told me about that.
Yeah, my mom.
Those were your first solid food.
First of all, in 6 weeks, you ain't supposed to be eating solid food, but
right.
Hey.
That's what my mom was saying. So it was 6 weeks. Yeah, she left me with my dad, and he gave me chitlins, and that's what pork on my brain. It was soft.
Yeah, chitlins are soft. Yeah, chitlins are soft.
First of all,
that was his logic.
Exactly. They was like, oh my God.
It's not like porridge soft. It's not porridge soft. Now, chitlin porridge might actually be pretty tasty. So
chitlin what?
You just reminded me.
A chitlin smoothie.
Oh, chitlin fritters.
I will tell you what you reminded me of.
Now, that sounds good.
Shout out to my brother.
Peppers.
Shout out to my brother Terrence Jones. Got in a wreck and all his teeth had to get wired in his mouth. And he had to eat everything to a blender. My mom put a steak in a blender and made the steak That's the nastiest thing I ever seen. A steak shake. He made my brother a steak shake.
I went to a Filipino restaurant.
So our pig feet.
My Filipino family, if you all don't just regularly do this, if it was just this restaurant, excuse me, but I'm telling what happened. Went to the Filipino restaurant. I didn't like none of the food. But I want to say it was more of me. Like, I don't like, even African food, I don't like fish with a head on it. They got to cut the head off for me. I don't like it. So, because, and it's not the look, it's I don't want to eat nothing, no brain. I don't want no brain to even accidentally get on my fork. So I cut that head off. But anyway, after that, I said, well, I can't go wrong if I order a shake. It's okay. What you want? It's a vanilla shake. They bring me the vanilla shake. You know what the vanilla shake was? It was milk, corn, onion, garlic.
You stop it.
I said, and ice. I said, this is your shake. Take this shit back like that. So my wife was like, I said, no. They totally offended me. And she was like, this is their culture. I said, no, they know that motherfuckers, this is not a shake. They've been to restaurants in the United States. This is insulting. I said, they've offended me, but I'm going to go and pay for this shit. And so I paid for like that. And I walked out, they looking at each other like, why is he cursing like this? Because y'all gave me this terrible shit. The shake was just over the top that just took me over the edge. So, if we have any Filipino folks out there and you have a better restaurant you can recommend, I don't care what state it is because I travel all over the place, let me know. I will go there. Okay? So, I'm not a Jared Ball and others fans. You guys are the only reason I fuck with this channel. Thank you for messing with the channel. But, you've been either offended by somebody or so D. Stevenson,
the need to tell us that. We love you. Hey, we appreciate you.
But hey, I'm sure some other folks saying they not a fan of us.
I'm sure.
This one show they were talking about. Now they didn't like Black Power Media when it was Black Power Media, it's Black Liberation Media now, but they didn't like it at all. But then they said, we're serious.
Oh right. Yeah.
You got people on there talking about wrestling. Serious. I was crying.
That was a great show.
That was a great one.
I was crying. The person saying that is a martial artist and got fucking a tenth of my skill. So I was cracking up.
But it sounds good.
Were fat. I watched that podcast. Every last one of them. I mean, I'm not knocking.
Damn,
people, but I'm just saying, you're a martial artist and you're serious and all that stuff, and you're fat. Like, come on,
that was cold. Because I know.
I
know two very fat martial artists
that are serious.
Oh man, yeah, yes.
Okay.
Now one,
say they're serious.
When we went to South Carolina, Mama G was the person she was talking about. I defended her against.
Yeah, bro.
That is now not that dude down there. No,
okay.
No, it's a big dude. The dude who was telling her, you can come to my school, I come to your school, and I'll wreck you. I said, you tell this sister one more time that you're gonna do her harm. I'm coming to your school. And I'm gonna wreck you. I'm gonna shut your school down. I'm gonna reopen as my school, or give it to the sister. Keep running your mouth. Say something else again. There's another martial artist I had never had an interaction with other than, martial arts. But you ain't going to attack no sister who also is a high-ranking martial artist, well-respected, even if she wasn't.
She's a black
She's
woman.
an elder too, right?
Huh? Yes, she's older than me, yes. Yeah. And you're going to tell, in fact, one of the first, if not the first, black woman instructor in the United States. So they let you know her age.
Right.
And you're going to sit up here and say that a woman who has suffered domestic violence and stuff and is known, that she escaped from her abuser with martial arts. You're not gonna. And she was, of course, she ain't no punk, so she was like, "Well, I come there. Oh no, you ain't got to do that, sister. I got you." So it's that person. He is skilled though, so he's a big dude. It's other people. Moses Powell was 300 pounds or so, and was incredible.
Wow.
Incredible. That's
I don't believe that either one. I'm sorry. The two people who I saw on those podcasts talking about us did not seem incredible, and I said what I said.
They were not.
well, he wasn't incredible because about them. His haircut was so bad. I've rocked bad haircuts before, but goddamn,
we don't want you weight
shaming
shaming
about that haircut.
We don't want you weight shaming martial artists because
my bad.
We know the population is against us. The whole population is
already.
So we can't win that one. Okay, we can't win the big wars. They out there.
Yeah, I take that part back, but I said what I said about them too.
Okay, we'll take that.
And just so you know, if we got heavy set martial artists out there, don't come at her either, because I love her. This is my student. I'll come at you. I had one instructor in Chicago. Which is funny, he lives here now, but he was telling his students he could beat all my students. Well, what you doing?
Why would you? Why?
Right. And so I saw his ass in Soul Vegetarian in Chicago. So if you're watching the show, I'm letting people know it's you. I'm just not saying your name out of respect for you. Some respect as your years of training. And I said, "Excuse me, master, blah, blah, blah." He looks, "Hey." I said, "I heard you said you could beat all my students." "Well, I'm here to represent my students. We can do this shit right here. Right here. Or we can take it outside so we don't tear nothing up in here. Whatever you want to do." He said, What? I said, or you can give a public apology to my folks and never open your mouth about them again.
Never ever.
I'm gonna put it on you. Well, no, I didn't. He denied saying it. But a student of mine went there and heard it. He didn't know that the person was a student of mine. Well, it was his student first, then it became my student. Well, that person said, "Can I go back? I've trained with him for 6 months." He said, "I'll go and shut down his folks." I said, "Well, okay, sure." He went down there and beat all of their high-ranking instructors. They're like, "Whoa, man." They do Southern Praying Mantis. Okay. I like Southern Praying Mantis. Northern Praying Mantis, everybody knows that one. Southern Praying Mantis, its hands are like more like this, and they toughen their bodies and everything. It's nice. I like it. Out of the Chinese martial arts, I like it more than any other Chinese martial art, other than Shuai Kiao, which is fast wrestling. So, Shuai Jiao, fast wrestling. So anyway, he goes to the school, beats all of his high-ranking instructors, and they're like, "What's going on?" He was a, and I mentioned him because he was a big dude, like 260, and it wasn't muscle, right, at all. He tore their asses up. So after that, they were like, "Man, you left, you came back. Where'd you get all this skill from?" He said, "I got it from Brother Adam and the African Martial Arts Institute." And then he left. I said, "Well, you were smart to leave, because then they would have just jumped you and been hitting you with bats and shit." So, because they felt like they were set up, which they were. And and normally I'll tell a person, say, "Hey, I want to leave this instructor and come to you." I'd be like, "No, unless you bring me a letter from that instructor, because I'm not trying to make enemies." Right. But when he did it, I didn't even know he was training with these folks until after a couple months, and he told me, and I asked him to do a form. So one of my students did 7-star praying mantis, which that northern praying mantis. He did southern mantis, and I asked him to do forms to compare. My student that did northern praying mantis was 68, cold. Now, when he was training with us, terrible. His coordination, like, oh my God, he is totally uncoordinated. And when he told me that he was a master of 7-star praying mantis, some of the students were like, get the hell out of here. This dude can't punch without stumbling. It was African martial arts are so different from the Chinese are his muscles weren't they were totally not ready for what we did. But when he was doing their forms and shit, I'm like, oh my God, especially he was almost 70 years old and getting off. Wow. Right? And that was the beginning of me building respect for, really, to be honest with you, other martial arts. I was young in my 20s, but building respect for other martial arts, because my muscles are attuned to indigenous African martial arts. If I went to the other way of Northern Praying Mantis school, seriously trying to do it, I'm sure I would have some issues. Because my body, I can fake and do all that kind of stuff, right? From just doing martial arts so long, I can, but to actually seriously do it, it's gonna have, it's gonna be a learning curve that has to take place.
No doubt.
So, that dude Adam Chan's Wing Chun looks effective. Adam Chan, I don't know who that is. Adam Chan. There's a guy.
I know who it is.
No, it's the guy here, Leo Fong. Leo Fong looks pretty good. So Wing Chun against Wing Chun looks good. Wing Chun against other Chinese martial arts looks good, except when he gets against like Shuai Jiao. So I said Shuai Kao and Shuai Jiao earlier. Shuai Jiao is the sport aspect. Shuai Kao is the combat aspect.
I just watched the video on YouTube, and I'll pull it up so you guys can see it if you like. Well, it's a guy, he's a mixed martial artist, and he's not even a great one. And he just goes around and spar people and record it. And he actually sparred, all you got to do is put in Wing Chun versus MMA, and it pops right up. He sparred this Wing Chun superstar, master, or whatever. And he was tearing his ass up.
Was the master old or?
He was a young dude. That's what was so good about it. I'm pulling it up now. That's what was so good about it. He's a young dude, and he was eating. He was trying to trap. Here we go. MMA versus boom. Yeah, he was trying to trap, and he was getting caught. It's that guy Jeff Chan that's always on MMA, fighting MMA. He sparred this guy. It just says Wing Chun superstar. I don't know his name, but if you look up Jeff Chan, that's his name. Pro MMA fighter versus Wing Chun superstar. So he is a pro MMA fighter.
A friend of mine, Phil Glapion, is a Wing Chun master, right? And he would get into it with his students. They would disrespect him, as students will do. But he really took that to heart. So he would ask me, he said, hey, can you come by my school? I knew what that meant. He wanted me to spar with his students. So I said, sure. Now, if it was a student that, a slight thing, he would say, can you work out with him? Sure. If it was somebody who really disrespected him, he would say, can you work with him? I said, sure. He said, don't be nice. And when he said, don't be nice, he wanted me to whoop their ass. And so I would put him on him because I had discovered me and him was spar. It didn't work with him. It did the first time, and then he adjusted. But with Wing Chun dudes, I would pin their elbow because I discovered that everything shoots from their elbow. Everything with us shoots from our hip, right? So we have summation of forces. The largest joint is the hips, then it's the shoulder, when you're doing a punch, right? So it's the hip, shoulder, elbow, wrist. Whereas theirs comes straight up from their elbow. Their power is in their elbow because their energy, they're kind of sitting back, right? So their power is in their elbow and their back. So I pin that elbow to the side and pin it to the side and kind of slightly push back where they couldn't tell I was pushing back. And they would freeze up, and then I'm on them.
I think you showed that on the other day. Actually, I think you showed that on me.
I may have. So I would get them with that every time. That was our relationship, back home. The beauty of back home in Chicago is we didn't have this thing of I ain't effing with him because he does certain martial arts. If my boy does, like my boy Stan McKinney, he's the grandmaster of Goju-Ryu, I think, and Shuri Kempo, something like that. So it's a karate system, right? I go to his graduations to sit on his board. He'd come to mine. We didn't have this. They don't know what we do, so they can't. We respect them as martial artists. I'm talking about people who are serious martial artists, not no just looking cute and shit. Baji is Baji Kwan. I manifesto. He said looks effective. Yes. So that is. I want to say it's a combination of Tai Chi and Bagua. Yeah, so I like that. I like Bagua, people who seriously, really train. A dude from Bagua came to our class, and I was giving him respect, but he got arrogant. Do you remember that at 640 West? The Bagua master came in, and I said, and he was like, we have great footwork too. We'll, walk you up and down some guy. And so I said, well, let's do that. And I tore his ass up. Because you're in my school, don't disrespect and talk down to my students or me. It's unacceptable. He didn't talk down to me, he's talking down to my students. It's unacceptable.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that.
Because they definitely not gonna disrespect you.
Right.
So, don't do that. And I happened to hear him talking down. You can tell him talking down, he chest puffed and looking down, even if they shorter than you. I can go over like looking down. I can go over like way over here, So I said, well, show me that. And I just put him in positions where he couldn't even move. I was like, what happened to you? What happened to your footwork? Walk in the circle. What happened to walking the circle? Your Doism ain't working. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm saying, what's wrong? Your Doism is collapsing. What's happening? Your 8 trigrams is falling to 2 trigrams. What's I was doing all that kind of shit. And he just, got pissed, got his stuff, and left. Which, of course, I intended for that. But, so, if I go to another martial artist school, I'm not going to disrespect them in that school. I'm not going to disrespect them, period. But
yeah,
I'm not going to be just out here disrespecting folks. But anyway, y'all, we're about to get into it.
Yeah. I noticed that family that's been charged with having those kids as slaves in their house.
Yeah.
All their friends coming out and saying that they're being judged too prematurely.
So their friends are defending that foolishness.
They say, the system we need to wait time and let the system, work. It needs to be innocent before guilty. So basically, they're mad because society is treating these people like black people. Yeah. He gonna do like the Asian did and come to court with his face black. Treating me like a black man, I'm gonna be a black man.
It was funny. Did you all see the clip? And this was a real clip of a cop. There was a white dude and a black dude fighting in this apartment hallway, and the cop's like get on your knees or whatever. He talking to the brother. He said, I'm talking to you in the blue shirt, whatever. And the brother said, no, I identify as a white man. I did.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was a training. Yeah.
That was so goddamn funny.
And you know that was a cop training exercise.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, there was cops
So those were cops training.
making jokes like that. There was cops. That's even crazier when you think about that.
That's
wow.
Nuts. I identify as a white man. Hell no.
That just made me forget what I was even about to say when you brought that up. That was so funny. That was crazy.
All right, so we're about to get into it, y'all. Let me see. That's no spot. Innocent before proven guilty, while our people are being executed in the street without an arrest, trial, or anything else. Yeah, of course. Isn't that always their excuse when they get caught doing some foul shit? Yeah, or they got mental, issues that need to be taken care of. I'm sorry. I went into this church and killed a bunch of black elders. I got mental issues I got to deal with. I had too much sugar, and it set off my mental imbalance. So I killed all these black elders. You went past the white church. Why didn't you kill the elders of the white church?
Oh, did you do? What about that sniper last night? It was a sniper in Chicago. Wasn't a sniper found, or was that Chicago?
Yeah, that was me, but I'm back. I'm back in Atlanta now.
Welcome back, Baba.
Thank you. You know, my trip, it was a good trip.
I hope you got the right people.
Yeah, it was a good flight. Well, yeah, two of the right people. The third one was. All right. All right. So, what is water? Does anybody even ask that? What am I drinking? Most people don't.
What is water?
Water is the liquid that makes life on Earth possible. Okay, we're made of between 60 and 70%, depending on your age. The younger you are, the more water percent you're made of. As water cycles from the air to the land to the sea and back again, water shapes our planet and nearly every aspect of our lives. Water is composed of the chemical elements of hydrogen and oxygen, so-called H2O, and exists in gaseous, liquid, and solid states. It is one of the most plentiful and essential of compounds. A tasteless and odorless liquid at room temperature, it has the important ability to dissolve many other substances. Indeed, the versatility of water as a solvent is essential to living organisms. Life is believed to have originated in the world's oceans, and living organisms depend on water-based solutions such as blood is mainly water, and digestive juices for biological processes. Water also exists on other planets and moons, both within and beyond the solar system. In small quantities, water appears colorless, but water actually has an intrinsic blue color caused by slight absorption of light at red wavelengths. That's what water.
When I used to play ball, my J was 100% water. That's what they used to say. 100%. Hey. I'm about to get back to. Here are some facts about our relationship to water we must keep in mind at the fronts of our mind and not the back. This is this little list that I try to give all my clients that I have. And I always post this and stuff to tell people. According to the University of Washington studies, 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. That's most of us, chronically. This one will always kill people, but it's one you can research. 98% of all back problems reported in the U.S. are due to dehydration. And that's because your back hurting is almost like your body just, you don't realize that's an actual, what you call it? What would that be? A reaction. It's another word for reaction to being dehydrated. But anyway, a symptom. But
and real quick, it's crazy. I read that as 90% of all black problems.
Well, you know what, Baba?
Like my homeboy said,
ain't that?
My homeboy said, drink water is the problem. It's a solution to everything, 98% of all our problems. So, the lack of water. What was that? The lack of water is the number one trigger of daytime fatigue.
Yeah.
So that little
See that, yeah.
slope that everybody be getting around 1 and 2 o'clock. Even just a 2% drop in a body's H2O can trigger fuzziness and short-term memory, basic math problems, and difficulty focusing on printing paper and computer screens. So think about that for not just you, but for your children in school. 5 glasses a day cuts the risk of colon cancer by 45%. Excuse me, and breast cancer by 79%. 1 glass of H2O will shut down midnight hunger pains for almost 100% of dieters, like 9.999. 1 glass of water. But you got to remember that when you're hungry at night, like, I want to eat something, because you want to eat. But force yourself to drink a glass of water first to see if you're still hungry, and you won't be most of the time. 37% of Americans' thirst mechanism is so weak that it's often mistaken for hunger. See what I'm saying? Right after that one. So that's why you be hungry, because you done ignored everything else that your body trying to tell you. So now it's going to just tell you you're hungry or mistaken for it. Even mild dehydration will slow down one's metabolism as much as 3%. 1 glass of water before taking a bath will help lower your blood pressure. That's how powerful water is. One glass of water before going to bed helps avoid strokes and heart attacks. Like,
it's also powerful.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful.
As mentioned above, our bodies require water in order to survive, in addition to those that Belay gave. There are many other health benefits of drinking water, including carrying nutrients and oxygen to all of the cells in our body. 90% of our blood is made of water, making water essential for proper bodily function. Helping to regulate our body temperature, cushioning our joints, stabilizing our heartbeat, normalizing our blood pressure, aiding digestion, protecting our organs and tissues, helping to prevent constipation, flushing bacteria from our bladder, maintaining the electrolyte or sodium balance in our bodies, helping to maximize physical performance, helping us to have enough energy, promoting healthy brain function, preventing and treating headaches, and boosting skin health are all additional benefits of making sure that we're hydrated properly.
While the benefits of drinking enough water each day are clear, these benefits only come from drinking clean water. In fact, drinking contaminated or unfiltered water can lead to many health problems. In order to make sure you and your loved ones avoid unsafe drinking water and receive all the benefits of drinking clean water, consider using a water filter with activated carbon. First, let me say that everyone should have access to safe drinking water. Everybody should. Furthermore, plastic bags, bottles, and takeout containers are all an enormous detriment to the earth. Get yourself a reusable bottle if you can. And when buying water, look for more environmentally friendly glass bottles. Now, storing those is harder because they're heavy and can break. You lost your water supply when you really need it. But if you could just every day get glass bottles to drink from is good, or get yourself a bottle, and put water in it. Bottled water is a booming multi-billion-dollar industry. Global sales from 109 countries grew 73% between 2010 and 2020, making it one of the fastest growing industries in the world, according to the United Nations.
Yes.
As I said earlier, filtering tap water is a good and economical option, but be sure to get a good filter when buying water. Look for natural spring water instead of purified water. Purified water is just tap water that they didn't put some chemicals in to purify it, but try to get natural spring water if you can. And a filter, a good filter now, you can put on the tap and it will filter out 99% of the crap that's coming through there. But you get just a cheap filter, it's not going to do it.
Tapped. It's a good documentary about water called Tapped.
Distilled water. Distilled water is also a really good option as far as water to drink. You can purchase your own distiller at home, and you can purchase spring water and distill it if you'd like, and you'll see somewhat that there's still like some impurities in there that'll come out of that water once you take it through that process.
Now, Elusive View said, I was proud drinking bottled spring water. Now they talking about microplastics. Shaking my head. Yes. Also, if you have a plastic bottle of water, drink that immediately. Doesn't make sense to get that big bottle of plastic water unless you drink a lot of water. Because if you leave it in your car and the sun is hitting it, now the sun is hitting that plastic and that plastic is leaking into that water. And so you're getting microplastics when you drink that, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You
crude
taste
oil. Plastic is crude, is oil, you know.
right, oil based, yes.
Osmosis is a real thing, you know.
So is like those so-called foam plates. That's petroleum based. You put a foam plate, you can try this yourself. In gasoline, it just immediately dissolves.
Well, the thing is, too,
Goes back to
is you can research the types of plastic, and I don't know why, except they want us to kill us, make us sick. The type of plastics that they use for bottles and what we contain as our food in is the worst type of plastic versus consumption for eating on versus the type of plastic they make crap out of. They should reverse that. You know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, try not to. Plastic is really bad, y'all. Try to stay away from it.
And I was just gonna say also, as far as the water bottles go, if you have to buy water from plastic bottles, make sure that it's the clear plastic, not the frosted plastic bottles.
Yes, yes. And if you do distill water, don't you need to add minerals? That's always what people always with a lot
I
of
don't add minerals to my distilled water, but my minerals come from the foods and the fruits in particular that I eat.
that's why it's hard for me to tell people that about distilled water. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be eating properly, also. You know, too, because it takes some of the minerals away from it. Anyway, that's a discussion you can get into if you want to research. After security, the number one concern during a crisis is water. You should have 1 gallon of water per person per day. This is for drinking, washing your body, and washing your food and eating and drinking utensils. This is fairly easy to do if you bug in, which means you stay in one location. Water storage containers are usually fairly inexpensive, and if stored in a cool, dry location, bottled water will stay portable almost indefinitely.
potable almost.
Potable. I'm sorry, potable, portable, potable.
And
Normal,
potable just means you can drink it right out the
right.
thing.
Knowing where water can be reliably found is a skill that will save your life. In most I think is there a book about? Never mind.
Ah,
Knowing knowing where water can be reliably found is a skill that will save your life. In most American houses, for example, between 50 to 80 gallons of water can be found in the home's water heater. That's a gem about in urban survival preparedness that I never thought about until it was some book I read. I can't think of what book it was though. They had that in there. Anyway, another 2 gallons can be found in the holding tank of the toilet, not the bowl. Although that water would need to be boiled before consumption.
now that water I would even mess with. There's so much. Oof. Even
Steam,
psychologically, even
yeah,
psychologically,
yeah.
But
Steam,
if you're about to die of thirst,
you
Well,
get
if
the
you're about to
boiler,
die of thirst, you
get
better
the
find
boiler.
some other way. Cause if you go into that bowl and if there's no way, if you don't know fire, if you go into the bowl, you obviously
well,
don't
yeah,
know.
I thought we were talking about the tank.
No, you go in the tank. I said not the bowl.
Oh, yeah, okay, my bad.
Avoid the bowl, period. But you can go in the tank. Yes,
No,
you
don't go in
definitely
the
can.
bowl.
Streams,
My bad.
streams and creeks with watercress growing in them can be considered safe to drink straight from the source. That's streams and creeks with watercress.
Watercress.
You gotta know what watercress look like though.
I don't. Watercress is one of my main taboos. I can't eat it, but I can drink water from.
Right. Is considered safe to drink from the source. Although there are some risk of parasitic infection, watercress only grow in very clear water. If in doubt, always boil water prior to drinking, and get yourself a survival straw just to be safe. One for each member of the family would be good. They cost around $16-20 each, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Oh,
I'll
I
show
don't have the
you
survival
all.
straw. Dang.
I'll show you all one of mine. So they have different types. If you look up survival straw, like on Amazon, it'll show you there's a certain type. I have two. I won't name the company.
And they usually at any gun show, you can
Yeah, you can
usually
get them at
find
gun
them. Oh
show.
yeah.
So this is the filter. This is the filter here. Make sure I don't show the company. This is the filter. This is the straw. You talking about plastic? Well, this is a plastic straw, and you gotta use that bad boy. I guess you can get a paper one, but I ain't never seen it with the paper. You just stick this. See, it has a little thing right there. You stick the straw in that. You can put this in dirty water. You can put that in dirty water and drink, and it'll be fine. Okay,
They ain't nothing
so
but a miniature old Brita filter with a straw attached to
that's all. And it
it.
costs about $13 to $15 is emergency filter.
Yeah.
one thing about the survival straw, the ones that I researched at the time that I was learning about them is there's something with soy associated with them.
Mm,
So
Huh.
if you have,
Hey, you good?
okay, well,
yeah, I'm fine. I was lifting my. Sorry, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we get you.
Yeah, I was lifting my
you
go
sound
bag.
far away or something now.
Hold
It
on.
changed a little.
I was lifting. Can y'all hear
There
me
you go.
now?
Yeah, yeah, you good.
Okay.
Better.
Yeah. So I was lifting my go bag. Hold on.
Just cut
Your
off.
sound is completely gone now.
It's totally in silence.
So what I was saying about the survival straw, it's a short term, you know, solution, especially if you or someone in your family has a sensitivity to soy.
Mm. It said, Emmanuel Briggs said, I love my life straw.
That's what's
Yeah, I
up.
want to. You definitely should have a few of those. I want. I was reading what Yapo was saying. I want a a copper drinking glass. That's what I want.
Yeah, a real one though. There's so many out because it's like a thing now. You see so much of
See, I
you
haven't
know,
been seeing
there yeah, so many
some
different
fast.
ones. Honestly, I not being an expert on it, even though I do have an affinity for copper. I don't know exactly what kind of cup to buy. I do have some copper pots, and I know that when you cook with copper, that you have to line it. But I'm not sure if I'm not sure if it's the same with the cups. So I got to familiarize myself with that. I've been recently getting more like stainless steel type cups, which are also good for self defense if you think about it. You know, if it's the type of thing that you carry around with you.
Right.
Really, got influence from watching Baba do that and just thinking about like, oh, okay, I know what he could do with that cup.
You
So,
can I guess you can read your you can
oh
start
yeah,
the phone.
okay.
You're on mute. Your mic on mute.
Water can be stored in a variety of containers and places. For example, excuse me, a few examples of
There you
containers.
go, Bob. I think you back now. You was on mute.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Dominique. I'm sorry.
Okay. A few examples of containers include 2-liter recycled soda bottles, 55-gallon plastic barrels, polyethylene doorway containers, a bathtub water storage system, and large above and underground cisterns. Where you store your water is very important as well. The best places to store are either underground or in a cool, dry place. If you store your water in your home or apartment, remember water is very heavy, 8.3 pounds per gallon. So the floor must be able to support the extra weight.
Like many items stored, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, Bob.
Like many items stored, water must be rotated to stay fresh. Water that is stored too long runs the risk of algae growth and excessive bacterial growth. So if you have, say, this water in the front, I have this pallet of water in the front, rotate that, after a few months, bring the other one forward. So you always want to make sure it's rotated out. The newer water comes forward, or because a lot of stuff we have stored, we didn't have to use it until COVID, and then thank God we had it. But we're always recycling, give the old stuff to the homeless, bring in new stuff like that. Okay. During a disaster, there are so many contaminants that enter the public water supply. It is better to have water stored that you know is potable than to second guess what is in the water. There are a lot of petrochemicals and heavy metals that end up in water sources during flooding, so we greatly encourage stored water at all times. For those living in an urban environment, which is most of us, water storage is of utmost importance because our ability to find and secure potable water during a disaster is limited. Store as much as you can.
Yeah, Bo. There, I just wanted to say, recently, just a couple months ago, here we had a large main water main break in downtown Atlanta. That affected the water down there for days. Because I work downtown, I work at different events. There were concerts canceled for I think 3 or 4 days. The hotels basically were almost shut down because if you think about it, if you don't have running water, you can't. You're not supposed to be serving food. People can't wash their hands. So when you live like we're saying in an urban environment, that's even more of a reason to make sure that you have water stored because so many times, even recently, even when there wasn't water main breaks, all of a sudden they would just pop up with different boiled water advisories. You don't want to be messing with that water. You don't even want to bathe in that water if you're supposed to be boiling it before you can consume it. You definitely don't want to be putting it on your body. So that's a very real life, not everything fell down disaster scenario. That's a good reason why you should be making sure that you have water stored.
Yeah, good point. Good point. And you in Atlanta, we used to get letters a lot of time about boiling water effect and
Yeah,
this type of the thing and
it
the
happens
other.
a lot.
It does. And I used to be so thankful I was in Forest Park and not Atlanta. And y'all was getting them advisories every 3 weeks. But now
Right.
I'm here. I got to pay attention now. But anyway, um, so how much water should you store? This all depends on how long, how many people, and what level of energy you're expending. Our rule of thumb is to store 1 to 2 gallons per day per person or potable water for a 3 month period of time. That's a lot of water, but can easily be handled with one, uh, what's that? Poly-
Polyethylene
Polyethylene cistine
cisterns. So
cistern.
if you cisterns are these big tanks, and you can fill them with water. They got from
We call it.
55 gallon to 1,600 gallon to 2,400 gallon.
I know what you're talking about.
You can't store that in an apartment, obviously. You can
Right.
bury it. If you live in an apartment, go to a park or something that you can go very early in the morning, or in your backyard. People aren't just watching you or whatever, and you can bury. I would say if you live in an apartment, 55-gallon is probably as big as you want to go, and you can bury that in the ground. You know where it's at. Nobody else does. Make sure you don't forget where it's at. You can mark it with something, a stone or something, right? On our properties, our house, we can easily put a 2,600-gallon. I'm not saying there are any, so I don't want nobody coming to my house trying to dig up our yard to get our cistern, but you can easily put a 2,600-gallon cistern in the ground here. People wouldn't know.
Yeah.
No problem. In as little as 3 days without water, a person can perish. Before that, headaches, fatigue, and even hallucinations can occur. So take drinking water seriously. Store extra for babies and pregnant and nursing mothers. During pregnancy, you should drink 8 to 12 cups or 64 to 96 ounces of water every day. A gallon is 16 cups. So during a disaster, a pregnant woman needs to drink almost as much as another person needs to drink. As much as another person needs to drink, bathe, and wash utensils. So pregnant women should have about a gallon and a half a day. Water has many benefits. It aids digestion and helps form the amniotic fluid around the fetus. Water also helps nutrients circulate in the body and helps waste leave the body. Store water for pets also.
Now, depending on how much you value your pet, water is life. And during disaster, you have to decide, people we get the big dogs and everything. You're going to have to give those dogs water that's not easy to come by. If you have a shortage of water, you're going to have to think. I'm not making that thought process for anybody or judging anybody, whichever way they go. But you have to decide, man, we're down to our last gallon. Does this dog, this big ass dog we got, get any? Because it's going to need it.
Right.
Or is it just for us? Either way, we're going to have to go scavenge.
Right.
But so those things you have to make a decision on. One day we'll do a thing on pets and survival, episode on pets and survival, because some pets are terrible for survival.
Right. I was gonna say you have to weigh out that animal's value, because some people do just have pets, but they're not doing, they're not trained, they don't have any type of value other than just being around and you paying attention to them. But then you can have a dog that's really valuable.
If you have a cute dog, it's just cute, you carry it in the purse. Right. You have to decide during an apocalypse, city shutdown, like we had a world shutdown during the pandemic. You have to decide, is that dog worth it?
Right. I'm only having a pet monkey. That's the only kind of pet I'm keeping in the pocket.
Well, no, a trunk monkey.
A trunk monkey. Now you know what I'm talking about.
You gotta give that trunk monkey water.
But he gonna earn his keep. He gonna go find water and go find, you know what I mean?
Right, bring it back.
Show everybody where the water is. That's smart.
And when we deal with pets, I'll teach on how animals, not necessarily your pet, will let you know where water is too. Good. So anyway, everyone should have a Silcock, Sillcock, or bib key in their Bugout bags, in their cars, in their jackets, wherever. Why? A Silcock key is used to access water from the sides of buildings. You'd access the water from spigots, valves on the sides of restaurants, hotels, retail stores, and other buildings. This spigot gives the business owner access to water on the outside of their building to use for cleaning, watering plants, etc. Most buildings have them, but not all of them use a silcock key. Some of them are regular turn spigots with a hose attached. That's the easy one.
Right.
The panels that we're talking about, they're on the side of, you go to fast food restaurant, shut food restaurant, wherever you want, hotels, motels. On the side, you see these metal panels. And often it has like a circle in it that you need to open. You need the key to open. The silcock key opens that too. And then inside, you're going to see it's going to take a certain size. It's a certain size hole. It needs a certain size key that we'll talk about when I show you the silcock key. It comes in usually 4 different sizes. You get a good one. And you find which one fits in there. You open it, it'll drain that water out. They use the silcock key method to deter the general public from accessing the water. So if it's just, you can put a hose in there, anybody can steal your water. Okay. And this isn't illegal, what I'm talking about, because I'm going to tell you how and when to do this. Only time you should do this. The general public is assumed not to even know what type of key would access that water, let alone own one. I own about 15. Because they're cheap too. Now, technically, when you're taking water from those spigots, you're taking water that is paid for by the building or the company. Thus, I would only access those outside spigots in times of an emergency. Let me say that again. I would only. So if you whoever's listening, government, I would only access those outside spigots in times of an emergency. So if I had a 2,600-gallon cistern and I need water, I would only fill that cistern up in an emergency, okay, from your buildings. Don't just go walking up to those buildings on a regular, everyday basis, especially if you don't have permission from the building owner. So you say, I want to practice. Let your heart and head guide you. You're going to practice using it, okay?
Yeah, but
you use it very short. Oh, it does work. Okay, that's all you need. Okay. Mm-hmm. The water will be fine to consume. However, I suggest you sanitize it anyway, just to be safe. In some cases, the water may have been sitting in the pipes for a bit. Okay. You can purchase a 4-way silcock key from eBay, Amazon, or any hardware store like Home Depot or Lowe's. Okay. They have them. Take a walk around your area and spot the water access points along the buildings. They're going to be on the side of the building. Whenever we go to a drive-through, I'm checking.
It becomes a habit.
For the companies that are supporting Israel against Palestine, I got all those companies. So whether they use a silcock key or not, they certainly they're certainly useful to know in emergency situations. This is a silcock key. It's a 4-way silcock key. They have the single ones that fit specific size. So I don't know, y'all can see the size of that hole. That hole is smaller. That's a really big hole. So these are all different size holes. You take the key, put it in the hole, the water pours right out, cut the water off. Silcock key or bib key, okay, 4-way. Okay. All right, so that's what that is. What you all saw when I knocked over the stuff, I was picking up my go bag. My go bag is heavy. Now I ain't walking with my go bag. But the position is in with me sitting down picking it up.
Yeah, that's what I was there. Your chair lean back. You picked it up and
like, God damn. So I realized I can't do it that way. So I'll show you my bag. All right. This is my bag. This is a 10-day bag. Okay. It's got all kinds of. This is a medical kit. That's the full medical kit. It looks dusty because we were all in the mud with our stuff and all kinds of stuff. And I'm bringing it up because I'm putting my stuff back. When you pack it, we'll do a thing on Bugout bags one day. You pack it so you can find this stuff in the darkness. So you got to know remember which pouch you're using and stuff like that.
I can do that.
So and train on it blindfolded. So like this has multiple. If you have one, you got none. This has multiple flashlights. These are two of the flashlights that I want to get to immediately, right? And that's two of the flashlights. Got more flashlights in here too. I have 10-day. Here's another flashlight. This is one of my favorite flashlights right here. I don't usually share this with folks. I love this flashlight.
Any particular reason, Baba?
Yes. One, this, like, you all seen those before with the crenulated bevel. This is just as hard, but one, it doesn't have a crenulated bevel, but I can still use it, to defend myself. But it's really bright. So this is 2 million candle. I won't show it on here to damage my camera. This is 2 million candle power. In this little flashlight. It can clip on your belt. It's a great tool.
You said it's 2 what?
2 million candle power.
2 million. Candle power. Gotcha. Oh, this is some great. The key. I've never seen that anybody ever talk about that, and I never heard anybody talk about the water top. Not the water heater in the house. Never heard anybody mention that before I read this book. I cannot.
Because a lot don't know, and most who do know, they're not sharing that information.
It was some book I read that in the first time I seen that. I didn't see that till I read this book. But anyway, finally, at last but not least, get most of your water on a daily basis. Nikki alluded to it from juicy fruits, not juicy fruit, chewing gum, but watery fruits, actual fruits, watermelon, grapefruit, cucumber. Cucumber is a fruit, and tomatoes. Cucumber is the wateriest fruit there is. More watery than
berries also.
Cucumber is more watery than watermelon. People don't even know that. Cucumbers, oranges, cantaloupe, berries, pineapples, all of that. That's how you get. That is electric water, H2O. It is. It's better than to compare it to something would be organic or natural, nature's Gatorade.
Yes, grapes.
Yes,
Fruit.
Grapes, absolutely. Oranges,
grapes with seeds.
Yeah, it's a lot of seed. Look, man, that's a whole nother controversy. Somebody was debating about seedless watermelons. Are they just as good because they hybridization? That's not the same as GMO. I'm going to tell you this. This is what I will say. This is what I know for a fact. For a fact, seedless watermelons have less everything than a watermelon with seeds. Nutrition wise, that's a fact. So, what reason are you going to get a weaker product? I don't even understand that. Like it doesn't have the same amount of nutrients. You're playing yourself. Don't do that.
So also, by the way, somebody said that joined a lifesaver, DC Joe Black. This is also waterproof too.
Ooh, very nice.
Stan said they drink wine every night, so they're good.
Now, okay, so
in it.
I think me and Belay were talking about, or was it my wife? We were talking about, if you drink a glass of wine, so a lot of what kills us is doing it in excess, right? Excess. You drink a glass of wine every day with dinner, that lowers your chance of having a heart attack. It lowers blood pressure. But drink a glass of wine, 2 glasses of wine every day. Now you damage your liver. So
and what wine you're drinking too.
yeah,
Yeah, wine has a ton of additives. It's not just grape juice, you know. I mean, even though you wouldn't want to drink grape juice like that, you want to eat the whole grape.
You get cheap wine, it's jamming you up.
Yeah, all day. But
like
like you
wine in
said,
the box, that's cheap. Same as if you get a cheap cigar. We were shooting a film, and I'm playing this gangster, and he smokes big cigars. And one of my students had bought me a couple of cigars from Cuba, great cigars. So I'm smoking a cigar, you know, in the thing. We take a break, we take a break to eat lunch or whatever. I'm talking, I look, and 2 motherfuckers are smoking the cigar. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? This isn't just a prop. I brought this in for my character, motherfucker. And this is a Cuban cigar. I went off on them. One of the people you've met before at my wife's event at our Shun Festival. You met one of them. I was cursing them out. They looking funny. The director too. I'm cursing him out. I said, goddamn well you didn't bring this in. I brought this in.
He's smoking like a joint, passing it around.
Right. Like, mama. So I said, now we got to shoot the scene. Y'all have smoked. It's smaller than it was, fools. So I go to Walmart and get a cheap ass $20 stogie. And I'm smoking that. And as we're doing the scene, I'm like, I'm about to vomit. Cuban don't make you feel that way. No, I'm about to vomit because it's something else. It's not just tobacco.
Right.
After they cut, I'm like, I'm dizzy. I was like, man, tomorrow when we shoot, I'm bringing my cigar. If anybody touches a cigar, I'm whooping their ass.
That's really unprofessional. I can't believe they did that.
Yeah, they did it. And then, well, this happens when you shoot with your folk. Not just, I'm shooting with my boys and all of that. So anyway, we were at a party. I had my cigar. And I used, every now and then I smoke a cigar while they doing their weed. I don't smoke weed. And they, this one brother who is well respected says, can I check out your cigar? And I'm like, hell no. And so the brother who gave me, my student who brought me I got one here, check it out. He starts cracking it open like a Black and Mild to put weed in it. I say, hey, you don't do that to a Cuban cigar, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? I said, a Black and Mild costs how much for a pack? That Cuban cigar by itself, because Cuban cigars were illegal here during that time. Right.
Okay. I forgot it was illegal.
A Cuban cigar, if you sold that to folks, because it's illegal, be about $100.
Yeah, I remember.
A whole pack of Black and Milds ain't $100.
A box of
right. Like, what are you doing? Oh. This is a well-respected person. I was told you should name folk we talk. The people I'm talking about are looked at with a lot of respect, and I wouldn't want anybody to look at them with less respect over a crazy tale that is real, but it's crazy. It was their best moment.
Yeah, bro.
So I don't want to ruin them in the eyes of folks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because there's some folks out there that, we may think on it and just crazy shit.
Mm.
And then some, they own it, but they bad moments are bad moments.
I would tell y'all, man, as a person that had changed the way I ate at around my 20s or whatever, I started drinking water at and I mean, I drunk it my whole life, but I mean, made water my base where like I stopped drinking juices. I don't drink fruit juices. I don't drink orange juice. I don't drink apple juice. I drink water. That's it. I don't drink. I don't drink anything else. And that might be extreme, but I do. I'll drink if I have some wine. If we go to do something and we have some drinks or something, I may do that. I do that every blue moon, every now and then or whatever. Other than that, I drink water. And I think that's been the number one driving thing in me being healthy overall, optimal health is that and my daughter is like that. I got her like that early. When you're thirsty, drink water. Don't be thirsty and drink crap. It's okay to snack on different types of things, but when you're thirsty, recognize that and get water. That's the one thing I tried to instill in my child early.
Yeah, bro. I
Yeah.
noticed there was when my son was small, there was this cartoon he was watching. It was a Nazi cartoon, so should have been good. A Nazi the spider.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if everyone's familiar with that.
Nazi too. I'm like,
Okay.
damn.
No, a Nazi, the spider. It's I'm Bob. Bob was familiar with it, but probably
we talked about that before.
Okay, so all of us and probably a lot of the chat is familiar with Anansi the spider. But I remember there was this one particular story where Anansi's working out in the sun and he gets thirsty and he goes inside to get some lemonade. Mm-hmm. And I remember at the time, like talking to my son very seriously saying, this is not real. This is a cartoon. There's no consequences to what happens to a cartoon if they get thirsty and they drink lemonade. When you get thirsty, you have to drink water. And just like with Belay, I've had great results with him where he doesn't really, other things he gets curious about things, but he doesn't really drink a lot of things other than water. When he starts sneezing, when he feels bad, anything like that, it's the water. He goes to the water. If he sneezes 4 or 5 times in a row, he goes and gets some water. If his head starts hurting, he drinks water. He knows that that's the first thing that first sign of water. Right, exactly. Belay needs some water.
Now Yappa said, "What are your opinions of sport drinks? I personally don't think they're any good because they're processed usually in plastic.
And full of sugar.
Yeah, so
or some weird sweetener,
a martial artist I know, Master Sims. Belay had him on his old show, Starving the System. Master Sims said one time we were talking with that big martial artist that I was talking about, that Omaniki said big martial, ain't no serious big martial artist, black martial artist.
Right.
Well, Master Sims, myself, and the big martial artist, the obese, morbidly obese, 600 pounds at 5'6", martial artist, we were talking.
He was not 600 pounds at 5'6".
That's no exaggeration.
How do you?
I thought he was smaller. I said, let's get down the weight. Let's get you down to, from 400 to 300. He said, 400? Brother, I'm 600.
So some of that had to be muscle.
It was no muscle. But he could kick his leg up. He could stand next to a wall, kick his leg up, and have his leg high up and full split against the wall and hold it up there. He was incredibly
Then
flexible.
it definitely had to be some muscle up in there.
No muscle. You're just so incredibly
All right,
flexible.
we got to get off this 600-pound dude, man. What about the guy?
But anyway, Master Sam told him because we were talking. He was drinking a Gatorade, and Master Sam said, "Man, you ain't serious about martial arts." I said, "What the hell you mean I'm not serious?" He said, "Because you're drinking Gatorade." He said, "You put Gatorade in a bowl and push it to a cat, that cat gonna push it away. Because it ain't made of Gatorade, and you ain't made of Gatorade. So why you drinking that shit?" I said, "Well, that's true, Master Sam. You know," I said, "but you extreme." I said, "Because I ain't made an MD 2020 either, but I'm gonna tear that goddamn MD 2020 up." I said it just like that because I don't drink MD 2020. If I drink wine, there's got to be some good job because back in the day, I used to
Just
get
making a point.
in the smell of cheap wine. So, but I told him that you ain't serious either, joking like that. So
And you weren't.
Matt Sims said, "I wasn't serious about that, but I'm a serious martial artist, right?"
Of course, yes.
But he was telling him he wasn't a serious martial artist. I didn't agree with that because he drank Gatorade.
So yeah, so my
I
opinion,
know serious martial artists who eat chitlins.
my opinion on sports drinks
That's
is
what's up.
if I was dying of thirst, I ain't have nothing around, I'd drink one. But other than that, they're not healthy for you. If
Right. You
soon because
voluntarily go buy them.
yeah, a lot of them don't have any real juice in it.
No.
A lot of them have
Water, food coloring, flavor.
yeah. So if you take all that in consideration, when you drink it, it's processed. So it's like again, your body producing fat and insulin as soon as you take that down, your body starts producing fat because it's processed crap. You can't get nothing out of that. That's going to ultimately cause body failure. Ultimately. So yeah, nah.
Now that's good in our manifesto. Our manifesto says Samo Hung. People say Samo Hung. It's Samo Hung was a fat master. Indeed. Great.
Fat bastard.
Yeah, he was a master, yes. He
Oh,
is.
a master. I thought you said he was a fat bastard. I was like, dang, why y'all call that dude a
Fat bastard.
no reason.
Now that's cold that we say
Wow.
bastard at the end of fat when we insult somebody who is overweight. Fat bastard. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is.
It's funny. We have a running joke in our family. Whenever I say the word bastard, my wife, my children, by my wife would say, "Old dog." The reason why, when I first was getting with Yellow Goon, and me and her talking on the phone, her mother would grab the phone. You know, back in them days, you on the actual landline, and she'd pick up, and she's like, "You on my phone again, old bastard, old dog." And so now she loved me, but back in them days, and so that was the run. That's the running joke. Whenever somebody say bastard, you'll hear. If you ever hear Yellow Goon, Yay Meal, like they say, "Old dog," they gonna say it at the same time. That's about what my mother-in-law used to call me, old bastard, old dog, and never just old bastard or old dog. It was always old bastard, old dog.
That's
both.
funny. You be having me when you be having me in certain moods under my breath. I be saying,
I know you be saying thing, old bastard, dog. Yeah, you did. You probably heard us say it back in the day. You just didn't remember.
Black Showbiz says that coconut water is the best sports drink. It does. Coconut water has electrolytes, but there's a lot of coconut water on the market now.
yeah, not that coconut water.
Yeah, even the one in the cooler now. I can't remember what it's called, but it's in a plastic bottle, and it used to be raw, but it's not anymore.
That's
Raw
the thing.
coconut water is the best. You know, if you get it straight from the young coconut, then yes.
Press the raw.
Stuff you can buy in the store, right? Once you cook it or pasteurize it.
Yeah, pasteurized, concentrated.
No,
that's not it. That's not any nutrients in that.
I meant to say, damn, mother-in-law had no love. Yeah, so she felt I was taking her daughter and changing her religion and all of that, and I was not.
You did.
That's what I was gonna say. You were.
We don't proselytize. Her training in class, like most people, but she said she came when she came to class. She was looking for African spiritual tradition, not actual martial arts. She had heard about me, and this man is the way it was described to her. She said this man, he's an African martial artist. He also he can tell your future with shells. That's totally inaccurate. We ain't no damn fortune tellers. And with shells, back then I knew how to. I used cowrie shells. Now I wouldn't touch them unless I had nothing else, because a babalao who uses cowrie shells is considered feminine. Babalaos use okwele, which is divining chain, and we pound king, okay, which is the palm nuts, sacred palm nuts, not just regular old palm nuts from a palm tree. Okay, so, but those are called Erindin Logun or Merindin Logun, 16 calories. Women divine with those. And there's a whole story, which I won't go into now, of why it was basically Orunmila gave Arshun, his wife, the calories to divine when she was like, you're always gone. I want to help the people. So he gave her a simpler system.
I want to answer the.
My wife does 16 calories and she knows Okwele.
To answer Yapa question, room temperature is better than cold water. I mean, for the simplest is going to be digestion and how it's going to run through your body because of the shock of it being cold and everything in your body is 90 degrees. Warm water is better than room temperature water, but nobody want to drink warm water like that. But it actually does. It's actually better. That's why you take warm substances when you don't feel good and it goes through your body faster. So of course, warm water is better than cold water, and room temperature water is better than cold water. Definitely.
Warm also helps your digestion.
That's why that's the first thing I said. Yeah.
I had one reading by a woman named Taddy who used shells. Yes.
Yeah, there was something in there that I wanted to address, but I can't remember now. Let's see.
We appreciate the chat.
Gatorade, we talked about.
Plastics, bottled water.
Right, maybe I'll think of it.
Cigars, stop smoking weed.
None of that.
Crackheads, obese, martial arts you discriminate against.
Oh, okay, yes. That I do want to say something about that.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I apologize for
trying to hit me in the face yesterday.
I accept Baba's correction. Wait, hold on. What?
I'm sorry, I was somewhere else. I
thought. And I definitely don't mean to discriminate against overweight people in particular, or people who are morbidly obese at 600 pounds, still walking around somehow able to kick their legs upside the wall.
No, we want to salute you first of all when you're doing that.
Right. Well, I'm gonna tell you, he did a demo. He did a demo with me, and I did all these amazing martial arts throws and punching through concrete and literally. He just said, I'm just gonna warm up. He's doing the warm up, and people kind of laughing. This big dude. He said, warm up with me, everybody stand up. He said, now let's stretch our legs. He grabbed his ankle, held that mug up. Whoa! They were going crazy. Then he said, now let's drop into the split. Boom! And people would just, all the throws and shit I didn't compare to him just doing that.
Because we like a good show.
We think because they're big, they're inflexible. That's not true. Sumo wrestlers prove that all the time.
That's true. And so let me just
have nothing to do with each other.
Right. Again, let me really sincerely apologize for that. I kind of went off the rails a little bit, even with my apology. I apologize. Anyone who is overweight, who practices martial arts, I'm sure you can be very serious about it.
I'm sure there's some
Well,
very
y'all think if you look up, I don't even know how to look it up, but there's this brother from Brazil who he probably about 400,
You follow us. You talking about the guy that follow us to do the kicks and stuff? Follow African martial arts.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
I
followed
think
Val something. Sing. I don't know.
great with his capoeira.
His kicks are beautiful. Yeah.
I manifesto. Yes, I did hit Belay in the face, but that's
No,
not
she
what he's talking
attempted.
about.
She was
That's
attempting.
not what he's talking about. I mean, it wasn't yesterday, but at some point I have hit Belay in the face.
At some point, she's definitely hit me in the face before.
At some point, we've all hit each other. Well, I've never hit Baba in the face. Baba has jacked me up.
I've never hit Baba in the face.
Like, I was actually explaining that to my child yesterday about how, you know, we've all sort of hurt each other. I've had my mouth bloodied. I've been punched in the jaw, all kinds of things, but it's never without love, you know.
And it's usually our fault because we not doing something we know we should be doing.
So hold on. So Elusive View says, "Oh, I know exactly. Yeah, that's the new brother, Belay.
Oh, that's the new guy. Okay.
And the way I figured it out was he said, being flexible is a flex. Laughing out loud. I tried doing y'all stretches and was passing gas in front of Baba OJ Tade, shaking my head laughing. You hadn't got there yet, but Akinbola was there. And so we were doing the big hurt.
Wow.
So that stretch got him.
That's what's up.
And that's the new brother. And the new brother, he weighs what you weigh, about 460 pounds.
Wow.
And he's 5'9".
That's what's up.
No, he's
460. Wow. Okay. I manifesto said Belay's force field powers don't work on Amaniki, and you are absolutely right. I manifesto.
I try to sit like
force field powers. A sister came in. What he's doing there? A sister came in class once. She was training for a minute. I think more for her son. I'm not sure, but she got real rude after a while. She said, her name's Stephanie. I'll say her name. She said, you know, this martial arts thing is real important to y'all. But you know, me, I just, you know, train for health, to look good and everything. But, you know, I don't really need this, that, because I'm thinking she's going to say, you know, because I got this. I'm thinking she's going to go in her purse and pull a pistol. I was going to make her. She said, I got this. I said, what is that? She said, that's my force field, you know, from my own energy, you know, comedic. I looked at Akinbola, we started laughing. So she's training that same day. She's training with Akinbola. She pushes and turns and tries to punch him, and her toe hits his heel. And she on the ground. First of all, her toe wasn't broken. She was just, ow, my toe. I said, the force field didn't stop that? And everybody in there but her and her son are cracking up. Then her son runs over. He's looking at me, mad. Ma, you okay? You okay? Ma, they dared to laugh at you.
They were mad at you because she stepped into
Yes. And the boy, they were mad at me because I said your force field didn't work.
Right.
Yeah. But the one saying you dare, you know, clown my mama. You know how old this boy was. So we all started laughing even more. He was like 10 or 11.
Oh.
So we laughing even more because he was looking like he wanted to just whoop my ass.
I know he did.
But he couldn't. He couldn't do a thing.
My mama's toe.
My mama
Oh,
told y'all.
God.
That's
Stop putting
crazy.
around here.
But that's an example of what Bible calls shea butter, because you're living
Oh
in
my
your
goodness.
mind.
Okay.
But
All right.
when it comes out into the world, it is not
in on the day, ain't she?
Now look,
like
I'm
Bible
ready to
says,
go.
it's not one way, it's the other way.
I'm ready to go. But I want to leave with this one thing that
Oh.
I saw from these brothers, and I just want to put this out in the universe for any of y'all out here that feel this way. I want you to raise your hand in the congregation. I'm gonna have somebody come see you, come lay hands on you. So these brothers having a discussion and say, you got to be ready to die for your wife and your children, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the brothers in the circles, one of the brothers said, well, for my children. And the guy said, oh, wait a minute, what about not your girlfriend, but your wife? He's like, yeah, my children, but yeah, I ain't gonna die for my wife. He's like, well, wait a minute. The guy said, if somebody's shooting at us and we're running, I will leave my wife.
God damn.
And she fall, and somebody's shooting us, trying to kill us. If she fall, like, I'm not gonna risk my life to. I just want to say, I don't want to spend too much time on this because he was dead ass.
Was he married?
No, he's not. Thank God.
First, he's talking outside his neck because he doesn't know he's not married. So it's really
The fact that you feel, I don't give a damn. The fact that you feel that you think that right now, that's how you want to be. I just want to say
it's fine because if that conversation, if he says that around women, he ain't getting married no way. So it's fine.
You know what? I ain't gonna even say I don't believe that because some women think they can change you, so they'll be like, "Oh, he ain't had this thing here that he'll be ready to jump out the window for this."
Well,
I just want
to say, she's silly as hell. Then
for all the men out there that may feel like that, but you don't want to say it, you don't want to be shamed. I want to tell you, you should be ashamed of yourself. That is the most whole cake, weak boned shit that I've ever heard come out of a man's mouth. Besides, I'm just gonna leave my children too. I mean, fuck it. You're gonna leave your wife. You just leave your children, leave your family, and start over when you're.
Now, if that came out the mouth of somebody married, I would say that person has a problem to even admit that.
Yeah, and he jaded because he wanted to kill his wife anyway. So that's just him wanting to kill his wife deep down.
Yeah.
But for somebody not married
saying he's speaking from shit he don't know. If you don't know a thing, it doesn't exist.
But it should be it should be on the opposite side if you don't know. When you talk about marriage, like you should be saying, I'm gonna jump out of a 12-story building for my wife. Then when the time comes, 12 stories a little too high.
But what he's telling you, what he's really telling you is, if you somewhere with him,
right? That's what I'm saying.
Shooting, he's leaving your ass.
The fact that he erring and he don't know, but he erring on the side of hoe ass. Even more of a hoe ass.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a telltale, even worse that he don't know and he erring on that side because chances are it's gonna be a love he never felt before. And you should know that. That makes you even more of a hoe because you know that's how. Especially if you ain't thinking about getting married. You know, the woman to get me, it's gonna have to be something that got me. You factoring that, and you still a hoe in your mind. Jeez, Louise, don't let me find out y'all hoes out there. I find out your wife could.
Now, wait, shout out to y'all going in today. Shout out to the hoes that's working the stroll.
Shout out to it.
Make your money. Make your money. I'm not judging you.
I have not mentioned hoes. I just want to make sure I'm out.
I'm down with the hoes now. Let me just say that. I'm down with the hoes.
Yapo.
I don't fucks with hoes.
I don't fuck the hoes. I fuck with the hoes. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with the hoes. Salute. I'm down.
Back in the day, and I'm not advocating anybody else do this. I used to have a prostitute hold my, and it was some cold ass shit. I was a gone dude. I used to have a prostitute hold my weapons.
Yes,
at her house. Why? She ain't going to the police. 2, if she stole my weapons or sold them, well, Y'all can do the math on that. And not too many people would be caring. So, I was a cold ass crazy dude, but it was sound. But I had respect for. In doing that, I developed respect for her and others.
Oh, okay. That's
Tried to have respect for them when I was younger, but I told you I took out garbage for a prostitute. My mother flipped. You take out no garbage. I'm like, what? She need her garbage taken out too, and she paid me well. What?
I told you.
You don't take out no garbage for no prostitute. And my mama thinking I'm gonna look through the garbage, find all kinds of things. I wasn't going through nobody's garbage, no way.
Yeah, that's different.
Now, if Denzel say, hey, I need my garbage taken out. The way you do it, can you take out my garbage? I'm gonna go through his garbage. Denzel may have dropped the old Rolex in there, something I can, get fixed. I'm gonna go through his garbage.
I just told Elusive Views I hope to see him in class. I ain't, I think we missed each other a couple times.
So who?
Elusive Views, ain't he the person?
Oh yeah. We've been missing him. He ain't been coming to class.
Hey man, I ain't get to, shake hands with you. Come on through, let me holler at
you. Father's Day, I guess he was like, these fools train on Father's Day. I can't do it. So his wife might have been like, you better not get your ass in there around them fools. So
I just wanted to say to Iapo, no, the old man, you can watch it. The old man was on FX, so you can watch it on Hulu.
Oh my goodness.
Hold it up.
Roadhouse sucks.
No.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to mention any specific network. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, it's too.
The new movie, Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor keep the same expression.
I can't believe you tried to watch it.
I love Roadhouse.
That's
crazy. I thought it's nothing like the first one.
Movie of 2024.
It's nothing like the first one. It was okay, except come on, man. He was doing magnificent things. That was
what martial art movie is better than Roadhouse in 2020?
The other ones.
Huh?
The other ones.
I said 2024.
The other ones.
All
the
What MMA movie is better than Roadhouse? Come on now. Come on. Talk to me. Talk to me. Like why?
He told the other bouncer. I said this to Bob yesterday. He told the bouncer, he said, look, that guy over there got a knife on his side. In the fight. The guy was actually in the fight with a knife on his side. He said, I want you to go in there and get him. When he pulled the knife out, take a step back and punch him in the face.
Yeah, you train him. You training them.
I said, what?
You training them.
You experienced? The guy got a knife on his side. So wait for him to pull the knife, first of all. That's the first thing. Wait for him to pull the knife. Yeah. When he pull it,
step back.
Step back.
Right. And then punch him in the face. Yeah. Because he ain't expecting you to go like this. Dude, like that. Brilliant. Everybody else try that and film it. Make sure you film it. Send it in.
You film that. The guy did it in the movie. It was perfect. It was flawless. He did exactly what he said. Flawless.
There you go.
Try that shit you want to. All right, I'm out, man. I can't do this shit.
Now, I took Roadhouse, like you said, I manifesto. I took that shit for pure entertainment. I did not take it seriously with the martial arts. It's just like those kung fu movies when they standing on leaves and shit. You can't take I'd
rather you stand on leaves than get stabbed in the gut and be like, hey, man, you sure you want to do this?
I watched this movie. God, I wish I remember the title. And it's starring Jimmy Wang Yu. He has a little boy with him, and he's fighting a whole army by himself. They shoot him with arrows. He gets stabbed with a sword in the back. He puts the ball on his back and uses him like a tourniquet. And then he gets hit with all these arrows, takes the ball off his back. He's standing there. He's dead. And then finally he falls over. Then after killing about 300 people.
Be over the top. Don't make people think.
He was over the top.
Be over the top, but they don't realize getting stabbed in the
gut. They blown out the boat. Conor McGregor still alive. All this. Come on, man. It was
I
good. He takes the goddamn knife out his leg and then cutting up Conor McGregor.
Did you not know? Tell the truth. When he got stabbed, did you not know that knife was coming back out and being back in
Of
Conor
course
McGregor
I
some kind of
knew.
way?
Of course, because
The
it's
whole-
over the top.
The whole crew,
But-
everybody was waiting for that.
I was just talking to my mother, I believe. I can't stand these movies with like they are like a knife is nothing.
Right.
You get
And when
stabbed.
you pull it out, you're not just gonna start gushing.
If y'all watch
Yeah,
the
go
latest
down
Bad
through it.
Boys, oh my God. The latest Bad Boys, this dude getting stabbed all over the
Oh
place.
my goodness.
And then takes off on the boat, moving the boat with the same arm that's been stabbed up. Like, come on, man.
I saw that. Like, yo, what are you doing? How does it work? How does it work?
Wow.
I hope that watching this over and over, if I ever get stabbed, it's going to affect me. So when I get stabbed, it's, hey man, what you doing? Get off of me.
Nah!
You crazy?
You worked
Yeah, maybe. Nah,
Now, what's going to really happen, I hope this never happened to, well, okay, in the nation, there was a brother, and this is my boy, Brother Ron. Ron Muhammad was teaching.
All right, we're leaving after this for real.
Somebody trying to stab you, you whore! And I said, excuse me, why you doing that? What if he goes again and stabs you through your hand? He said, stab you through the hand, you pull the knife out, and you say, Allahu Akbar, and you throw the blood in his face. First of all, there ain't gonna be a lot of blood. I made this correction to him. You throw the blood in his face, and you get to working on. I said, brother, I ended up teaching because he was like, well, work against a real knife. And I did, and I ended up teaching the brother. But I said, if you're stabbed through your hand, it's a puncture wound. It acts like a tourniquet. There's not a lot of blood that's just coming out that you throwing in people's face.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, you pull the knife out, that's going to hurt like a hell. But when you look through that hole in the back of your hand, you seeing his face who stabbed you through there, you're going to start going into shock. You got seconds to a couple of minutes before you're done. I went in the shot. When my leg got dislocated, my foot was backwards. Went to the hospital, ended up passing out. They trying to make me move with these racist bastards. Anyway, so I'm going home on crutches, and I start to think about my foot and it pointing backwards, and I just froze. I couldn't say nothing, couldn't move. My mother immediately knocked the crutches out of my hand, picked me up, ran in the house with me, wrapped me in blankets, went and made some hot tea and had me drink the tea. She knew exactly what was going on. Okay. I was going into shock. You get stabbed through the hand out here, and you're just looking through it. You just Allahu Akbar and throw the. If blood did come out like that, and you just throwing the blood in his face, and then you just get to working anyway with that stuff. That's watching too many movies. And so we take knife wounds for granted.
Mm-hmm.
When you that shit started really with Die Hard. Him being stabbed, him stepping on broken glass in his bare feet, then he's still walking and killing a bunch of folk. Get out of here. You get a bunch of glass in your feet. You're not standing up fighting a bunch of folk. You're trying to sit down somewhere, get that glass out your feet, crying a little bit. Hopefully you got a kit like I do, and you put some antibiotic on your feet, wrap them,
right,
and then you sit there.
I just seen a trailer for a movie where a dude, it was glass all on the floor. A dude took his fist and crunched up the glass in his fist and then started punching people. I don't want to talk no more, man. I'm done, man. I'm done.
A brother again in the nation, he said, the brothers on the west side, hardcore. Trained with Brother Adam. He said they sitting at home waiting for danger with a barrel in the basement, and they digging their hands in the glass, waiting for an enemy. And some people like, oh, and I was crying laughing. And so when they come up, Brother Abner speak, I said, luckily, I didn't grind my hand in glass today, because if I did, I wouldn't be able to be here speaking to you right now, because I'd be at the hospital. So no, we ain't digging our hands in no damn glass, but thanks for the imagery. You know, that was a great laugh for me. Like, no,
romanticizing.
We think that's tough. Yep. We think that's tough. I've seen stuff like that, Muggs. You know, and that is what we were talking about earlier. Our manifesto said Deadpool is that taken to the extreme. Right. Yeah, that too. Digging your hand in glass, because Deadpool can do that.
I can enjoy that.
Deadpool can do that. You know, every time the thing with Wolverine, people say, I wish I could do that. Every time Wolverine does the claws come out, that's tearing through his flesh.
Right. It's just that he heals so quickly.
Right, he heals so quick. So that hurts. And it hurts when it go in because it's healed.
Yeah.
When it go in, it's making another wound, then it's got to heal. That is sick, but that's comic books.
Right.
And you wouldn't want that power. That would suck.
That's pain.
That would suck, right? But I mean, hell, if you live in that kind of life, you want that kind of power. Like there's a comic where Sabretooth tears out Wolverine's eyes. So Wolverine completely blind, but he's fighting, and then his eyes, you know, end up regenerating.
Wow.
You don't want your eyes torn out. Believe me, you don't want that. You watch movies, dude get hit in the throat. Back up, right? And then he just can't do nothing to defend himself, and the hero kicks him in the head, knocks him out. You get hit in your throat, and you can back up and still be standing, you can defend yourself. I hit you in your throat, you're going to drop. With your trachea crushed, first thing, your hands are going to go up. And then you're going to drop to your knees at best because you're struggling to get air and it ain't coming. People don't deal with that because they don't know. And so we have these weird things. Muggs get shot, fly through the window from a 9mm.
Or you drink lemonade when you're thirsty instead of water.
Well,
because there's no consequences.
They do that in the you working working the yard hard, you're sweating, and then the wife come out with the lemonade,
right?
And you drink the lemonade. Why not water?
Right.
No, you come in the house and
no consequences for movie characters and cartoons.
Right. They fix an alcoholic drink as soon as they get in the house and all that. All right, we got we over time over here. Let's
all right, yeah. So we're about to go. Thank you all. This is a good class. Drink water. Swim in water.
And check out that wrestling episode. That was a great episode. Since we alluded to it.
Our episode?
The warrior class, yeah, the wrestling episode.
Oh, yeah, when they talk about us wrestling,
Anyone who hasn't seen it, check it out.
Yes. We've done several. One on wrestling techniques. We've done one on our favorite wrestlers. We've done one
on they were talking about.
Professional wrestling moves work in real life, and then tweak them how they can work, but the way they done there in the ring, no. So we've done a bunch on wrestling. So yes, we do things on wrestling, but we also have pretty good haircuts. None of us are big like Ominiki said.
I took that back.
So
don't come for me.
She took that back, but I do not take back about your haircut, partner.
Oh no, I wasn't taking it back from them. I'm taking it back from everyone else except for
yeah, there we go. So we do shows on wrestling. If you ever think we're not serious, though, you're invited to come to class.
Yeah, boy.
That's not a threat. I'm just saying you're invited to come to class. I don't think you'd be able to finish the class without going, whoo, shit. I don't think you can get past the stretching. I'm saying, whoo, shit, and realizing we're serious. And I'm going to ask you throughout, are we serious? Are we serious? And you'll eat crow. I guarantee you that. And we wouldn't change nothing. We wouldn't do nothing extra, nothing like that. We just do our regular class. And yes, lemonade is banned. And I know Omaniki come over here. And she be like, man, I'm thirsty. And I just made some ice cold lemonade for everybody. And I do that every time people come over. But when she here, I don't bring it out. I don't bring it out.
That's
She
right.
It was a popular drink, and it still is.
And it still is.
Rest in peace, Gangsta.
Oh, and talking about Bruce Willis. We were just talking about him, too. And if you don't know what song we're talking about, we'll reveal that.
Get your hip hop up. If you don't know, get your hip hop up.
Lemonade is a popular drink, and it still is. And I love this voice. Shout out.
Right.
I'll give
I'm
you
confident in my hip hop. Trust.
Shout out to Guru.
That's why I said rest in peace, Guru. Rest in peace, Guru.
Yes. Oh, you did? Yeah.
I said rest in peace, Gangstar. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, Gangstar ain't dead.
It's not Guru, but you know, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Well, Gangstar, I mean, yeah, kind of rest in peace, Gangstar too when Guru died.
Well, yeah, because the other rapper, anybody know the other one's name?
You talking about Premier?
No, he's saying that Gangstar, it was another rapper.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Of course, DJ Premier was more famous than Guru, but there's another rapper. Anybody know his name? Yeah, exactly.
He didn't stay around long anyway.
Now, no, Dwick is my favorite song. Yeah, that's Dwick. Lemonade.
Yeah, that's what we're just talking about.
My favorite from that is Greg Nice. Greg Nice. And I see
it's so funny how you can be a lyrical person. Like, it's funny because I'm a lyrical person, but I love Greg Nice. He's so animated, and I love him. I love him.
I love Greg Nice. God,
you don't know. I will take you.
Rock for free.
I love that shit. Even right now.
Love it.
I
love Dwick. He made Dwick. And Smooth was cold in there too. I left my Philly at home.
Do you have
another? I want to get blunted, my brother. That's the first time I ever heard blunted too. From his song. Anyway, love y'all. Stay safe. Be safe out there. Stay black or whatever it is that you may be. Drink that water, but don't drink Tyla's water. Do not. Love y'all. Stay black. And